Hello and welcome to South First. I'm Anushara Visood and you're watching State of Play, our daily roundup of all things politics, policy and human interest. There is a storm brewing in the Bharat Rashtra Samiti, the BRS, which is the primary opposition party in Telangana. In the midst of the controversy, especially considering the trouble for the BRS is both internal and external. In the midst of this controversy are the two children of party's patriarch K Chandrasekhar Rao. On one hand, his daughter and party's MLC K Kavitha, and a letter that she had written to her father has been leaked to the public domain. The letter points to Kavitha's criticism of the existing structure of the party, raising concerns over those working against the party's interests, and even slightly criticizing her father for not taking on the BJP more strongly. This has led to quite a bit of a flutter within the party. And on the other hand, you have his son, the working president of the party, K T Rama Rao, who's facing the heat from an investigating agency, the Anti Corruption Bureau, in the Formula E race case. For those of you who may not have kept a tab of what's happening in Telangana's BRS, K. Kavitha had written a letter to her father, a 6-page letter that South First accessed. We have a detailed story on the contents of this letter. Her writing a letter to her father is not a controversy, but that letter being leaked is something that she said was the handiwork of coverts in the party who are working against her interests and sought to know how a personal letter that she wrote to her father was made public. The timing and the content, both of the letter, were extremely interesting. The timing comes when Kavitha is taking claim to be taken seriously in the party, to not be sidelined, to not be ignored, sending a message across to her father and the party patriarch that she will not be forced to take a back seat and she will stake her claim. She is a leader and she wants her due in the party. The content of the letter, in the form of a feedback, both positive and negative, listed out all things that worked for the party in its Silver Jubilee celebrations and all things that did not, including KCR not speaking about very important aspects like the Waqf Amendment Act, or not speaking in Urdu, or not speaking about the enhanced backward class reservation in Telangana or the SC subcategorization decision. But more importantly, KTR refusing to criticize the BJP more harshly, considering that Kavitha insists BJP was behind her going to jail in connection with the Delhi liquor policy case. After this letter was made public, Kavitha raised questions as to how a private letter was made public. And on the other hand, you have K T Rama Rao, who addressed a press conference, sought to downplay this entire incident, and very casually said any person, any cadre in the party is allowed to express their dissent, further angering Kavitha because she wanted her letter to be taken seriously, but the party is keen on downplaying the entire issue. For a party that is still struggling to cope with electoral losses, let's remember ever since the formation of the Telangana state, the BRS, previously the TRS, has been in power. KCR has been the chief minister of Telangana twice since 2014, when the state even became a reality after it was carved out from the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh. In short, the TRS has never been out of power in Telangana, that the people of Telangana chose to vote them out and vote in a Congress government now led by Revanth Reddy. Out of power, the BRS nonetheless has been struggling with a series of defections. Several of its leaders have already quit the party to join the Congress as well as the BJP. The Lok Sabha election results too did not do the BRS any favors. Instead of being the primary party, given its huge organizational structure, innumerable number of cadres and supporters, and the kind of goodwill that KCR enjoys, BRS expected to make an electoral comeback in the Lok Sabha election but was relegated to the third spot as the Congress and the BJP pretty much won all the seats. And then came the MLC elections where the BRS decided it is not going to field any candidate. The BRS's decision was based on KCR's strategic thinking that instead of wasting resources on an MLC election, the party, which cannot handle one more loss, needs to focus on recovering its lost vote share. But the moment the BRS chose not to contest these elections, it became very easy for the Congress to build a narrative that the BJP and the BRS were hand in glove, and the BRS was choosing not to field any candidates to help the BJP win MLC elections. This too was something that Kavitha had pointed to in her letter. Now, after her letter became public, after her statement condemning the fact that her private letter to her father was made public, and after her brother and the party's working president KTR addressed a press conference but steered clear of any questions regarding Kavitha and her letter, the BRS continues to be in a state of tension. Just before he left Telangana, went abroad as part of BRS's Silver Jubilee celebrations, K T Rama Rao met the party chief and his father, K Chandrasekhar Rao, to discuss how and what needs to be done to address the concerns raised by Kavitha in her letter. But the father-son duo did not meet Kavitha in person. After this huddle at KCR's farmhouse, it seems it was decided that the party will send emissaries instead of these two leaders to reach out to Kavitha. At least two different senior leaders of the BRS met Kavitha over the last 2 days to convince her to make a public statement to assure party workers that she isn't going anywhere. But Kavitha, it seems, is steadfast on her intent. What is her intent? I will come to that. But Rajya Sabha member D. Damodar Rao and another leader, Mohan Rao, both related to the KCR family, met Kavitha at different times and urged her to calm down and refrain from making inflammatory comments or any statement that could actually damage the image of the party. It seems these emissaries that were sent to Kavitha also managed to connect her and her father, KCR, on the phone line. But Kavitha is clear that she needs assurances from KCR directly and a clear roadmap on her role and position in the party in the future. So here is what the two emissaries of KCR wanted from Kavitha. They wanted her to make a public statement that she will not quit the party and the party will remain united. The second thing was for her to meet KCR in person. Kavitha, it seems, has refused to do both. She insists that it has to be leaders of the party who take the first step towards assuaging her. She has also insisted that until she has clarity on her role, on her position in the party, there will be no statements from her publicly. Kavitha also has her own following. She's just not the daughter of K Chandrasekhar Rao. She's also somebody who runs an organization called Telangana Jagruti, a very well structured organization, an NGO that played a key role in Telangana's cultural renaissance during the statehood movement. Ever since her return to India, especially after her letter leaked, you can see that supporters of Kavitha have been rallying around her, demanding that she be given the position, the power, the status that she deserves in the BRS. Sources suggest that Kavitha, in her interaction with these emissaries sent by KCR, was categorical that she wants a clear assurance from her father on her role in the party. She wants the leaders to take the first step to assuage her and to provide a clear roadmap for her in the BRS. Simply means Kavitha does not want to play second fiddle anymore. She wants to be treated on par with her brother, who's the working president of the party. Forced to keep away from the limelight ever since she was released on bail after spending months in jail in connection with the Delhi liquor policy case, Kavitha has been patiently waiting for the party to recognize her and give her her dues. With the party failing to do so and the leadership choosing to let her be sidelined, or in fact actively encourage her to be sidelined, Kavitha, it seems, has run out of patience. Well, this isn't something new at all. In several regional parties, in fact, in national parties as well, but more pronounced in regional parties that are primarily helmed by a patriarch, you do see women, although belonging to the same family, daughters, sisters, daughters in law, struggle and compete with the men in the family for their space, political or otherwise. Kavitha is not the only woman leader of a family. Some of you may call it nepotism. It definitely is, considering that several of these parties are run by families and their patriarchs. Kavitha is not the only woman fighting for her space in a political party. In the neighboring Andhra Pradesh, something similar played out in the YSRCP when Jagan Mohan Reddy refused to allow his sister Sharmila a position, a say in the party. Especially considering that Sharmila carried on the burden of running the party, even carrying out the Padayatra when Jagan Mohan Reddy was arrested and put in jail. Yet, Sharmila was denied her position in the party, following which she split from the YSRCP, started her own party, floated her own party in Telangana, but during the elections, she joined the Congress and now remains the president of Andhra Pradesh's Congress unit. Kavitha, sources say, is extremely disappointed with the fact that after her letter was leaked in public, her brother KTR did not make an effort to reach out to her and ask her about the concerns she had raised in the letter. So much so that the party has not even initiated a process to talk to her about who she thinks are the coverts in the party that are working against her interest. This is not somebody else. This is not a stranger. This is not someone who's in the BRS to create trouble. This is the daughter of BRS's chief, its patriarch, K Chandrasekhar Rao, and she is now demanding her rightful place in the party. With KCR having not met her in person, KTR not reaching out to her ever since she's returned to Telangana, and with Kavitha refusing to engage or listen to any of the requests being sent through emissaries, it has honestly become a game of who blinks first. Cadres and leaders of BRS are hoping that this entire saga is sorted without causing more damage than it already has, both to the morale of the cadres and the public perception of the party. All of this is happening at a time KTR himself is being summoned once again for investigation by the Anti-Corruption Bureau in the Formula E case, a case where the ACB has accused the previous government, the BRS government, and specifically KTR, who was the minister in charge as IT minister, of irregularities and fund mismanagement while organizing the Formula E race in Hyderabad. KTR, although was supposed to appear this week before the ACB, had issued a statement that he will appear, but not at the cost of his prior engagements. He is no longer in Telangana. He is abroad as part of Telangana, as part of BRS's Silver Jubilee celebrations, and says he will only join the ACB's summons or respond to ACB's summons and join the investigation once he's back. Like I said, trouble is brewing for the BRS externally and internally. It is now for KCR to decide how he wants to address concerns raised by his daughter without causing more damage to his party. Thank you so much for watching State of Play. Until I come back to you with yet another episode, do stay tuned to South First. We have done a series of stories on what is happening in the BRS. Do log on to our website and read them. Thank you.